Hey class, I'm going to go ahead and make another video. This one's going to be in reference to week 4 and simply going to come through and look at what is on here, what I expect, and give you a prime example of what I'm looking for this particular week. So week 4, again, we want you to go ahead and read and watch all the information that's provided here as far as the YouTubes and the documents. But if you notice too, I've also provided a week 4 example. So let's go ahead and look at all of these, and let's go ahead and open up the assignment and see what we are looking for this particular week. All right, so week 4. Write out a Python program using two different numbers. So I'm looking at specifically two numbers and then doing something with those numbers. Now, week 4 is with conditional statements, meaning that it's going to be a little more complex this week because we're now putting in additional logic. It's not simply providing a value and then printing out that value or displaying the value. Now we're going to have more than one value, and we're going to actually take those and compare the values or add the values, and then based upon our wanting or desiring output, it'll be changed accordingly. So let's go ahead and look at that. We'll go ahead and open up our Python IDLE so that we can go ahead and get that going. All right, so now that we have this open, we can do a file, new file, in order to provide ourselves a blank canvas for us to work with. And as you have noticed before, I've been asking to make the comments in your file with the following. So this is basically just providing, again, which one it is, your name, and the day that you're creating or the day that you're working on it. That's what I'm primarily looking for. Okay, so we want to use two numbers. Our example, you could actually go in and open up the week 4 example, and if you notice, it's a text file for one, but it's going to be the exact same type of format. You're going to have your comments above and then your variables that's going to be in play, and then you're going to look at those. Now you'll notice that this is what's on a document, just as you read before, but here I purposely made a descriptive variable of money and candy bar with two different numbers, and then I'm using the if-else condition, the conditional, so that the money is greater than the candy bar, then it's true. If it's not, then it's false, meaning that you cannot afford the candy bar. Now you can use that, as I said before, as your example, but I'm going to go ahead and provide a different alternative, spice it up a little bit. So this is what I end up doing. So instead of just the two numbers, I went ahead and created additional numbers. Now, let's walk through this and see. So I have 4 variables that I created, pretty descriptive. So my coins is equal to 10, so 10 coins, 5 for the sword price, 3 for the knife price, and 10 for the shield price. Now again, what we could do is put in comments on the side, amount we have, and then we can also put on here if we wanted to price. All right, just to give us a little bit more used to putting in comments and giving it a little more descriptives. Now what I did here as well is I created 2 additional variables, and these 2 variables, as you notice, I'm using in my print or display as far as the conditions. All right, so I have coins of 10, and then I put price markers on each of these, and then what I've had here is 2 choices that they could possibly make. So if they choose choice 1, they would buy the sword price and a knife price, which would of course be 5 and 8. But more importantly, this variable plus this variable equals choice 1. So technically, I'm literally saying 3 plus 5 equals that amount, which would be 8. And then my shield price is 10, and I'm saying my choice 2 would be just the shield price. So if I would run my condition, I would have to compare this quantity with these quantities, right? So my choice 1, which technically is 8, and my coins is 10. So if I have more coins than the choice 1, what do I want to do with that? This is a condition. I want to A, change that integer into a string and print out, yeah, you can forward both the sword and the knife. So what I could do here is I could say, let's go ahead and do an add, and then we'll say choice 1 to prove this, right? Or if my coins is more than choice 2, then the shield price, yes, you can forward a shield, right? All right. And if it doesn't equal it, at the very end, if you recall, I always really emphasize have a default that's always going to be true. You cannot afford anything get out of your bum. All right, so let's go ahead and save this file, save as. And let's go ahead and call this price. So run module. So we're going to run it, and it should go through the first condition. All right, so it printed out, you could afford both the sword and the knife, and then my choice 1, which is 5 plus 3. All right, so that is what I'm going to get out of it. Now, let's change it so that we can prove that these two other conditions, when met, will be actually correct. So let's say the shield price, let's go ahead and increase that to 20. Yeah, let's increase that to 20. And let's it's going to have to, let me think about this. And see, this is another thing that you're going to have to do, because I'm running this real time just to show you that it can't just copy and paste these things. You have to think these things through. So if my choice 1, I don't want it to be met. So technically then, these two quantities are going to have to be more than what I have, right? So I'm going to make this a 15, and this will make it 18. So now I have a value of 10 that will not be greater than my choice 1, but it should catch the shield on choice 2. So let's go ahead and save it. And I'm going to actually save it as I want you to save it. I want you to save it as week 4 with your name. All right, and then we're going to run it, and we'll see if that works. All right, you cannot afford anything, get out, you bum. So my shield price was 10. And I'll tell you why. Because coins is not more than the shield price at 10. So what we could do is we could actually create a if it is greater or equal to. Let's do a run module. There. And now you can afford the shield. Why? Because coins at the value of 10 is greater or equal to the shield price, or choice 2. And then we also have that. So there you go. This is a perfect example of working it through and you have to continue to test until it has the outcome that you desire it to be. All right, now that I know that my code is written and my code is working proper and it's saved, what I want you to do is go into your week 4 assignment. I want you to add a file, and I want you to go ahead and submit your code that has your name and everything on it. Let's go ahead and get that. All right, and then upload it. Once it's uploaded, it'll come back here. You'll see it down here. Put in your email address so I know it's also from you. And then hit submit. Once it's submitted, it'll be saved into it and it'll be uploaded to the drive in which we can all check it out. So there you go. That's what I want you to do on week 4. I hope that helps. And I look forward to seeing what you guys think of.